Hey everyone, it's Deborah Morgan with Kids Health Revolution, coming into you with a quick and easy explanation of food sensitivities and food allergies. So, what happens in the body? Why does our body or our child's body decide that it's going to be allergic to food? It just seems really weird, right? Because we need food to live. But there's a really simple explanation for how it happens. So, basically, when your child eats, all the foods that they eat have certain sequences of protein. So let's say they eat a piece of bread that has gluten, or they have some milk that has dairy. Those are common allergies and sensitivities. It gets broken down all the way through the digestive tract. And in the small intestine, we have this large sequence of amino acids. And what the digestive enzyme should do is essentially start taking this amino acid sequence apart little by little until it forms its individual little pieces. And this is the form that it can slip through that semi-permeable membrane in the intestine. It's a selective protective membrane. Remember, it only lets certain things through that it recognizes. They get through and go into the bloodstream, can go through to the liver, and then be used by the body when it's in this form. Now, 70% of that immune system, of the human immune system, sits around the gut, right? So when it comes through, when food particles and food proteins come through in this form, the immune system's totally cool about it. It's like, hey, I recognize that guy. It's all good. Look the other way. Carry on. However, when digestion is compromised, which it is in a lot of our kids because their microflora is imbalanced, and the microflora helps keep the intestinal cells happy and functioning well and producing all the proper digestive enzymes so that we can break down our food properly. So if this isn't working, then we're getting problems with breaking this sequence down. So instead of it being individual pieces, it might be going through like this. Okay, and remember, we're also probably dealing with some level of leaky gut where that selective protective membrane is not being so selective and protective, and it's letting things slip through that normally wouldn't get through. So this little guy doesn't get broken down properly. It slips through those little holes in the membrane and out into the bloodstream. And that immune system, that sentry, is sitting right there, and it says, wait a minute, you don't look like you're supposed to. You don't look like these guys. You look different. That's not right. Calls in the rest of the guards and mounts an inflammatory response against these molecules because they aren't recognized. They're not in the proper form. And then we get this chronic inflammatory response. And then every time your child eats that food, the body reacts to it again and again. So what's the answer? The answer is yes, removing those foods that they're sensitive to, but we also have to do the work in healing and sealing the gut. We need to rebuild the microbiome, the microflora that live in there so that they're keeping those intestinal cells happy, so that they can be digesting our food properly, so that the semi-permeable membrane is doing its job properly, and then we get into a situation where our children are no longer so reactive to the foods that may be bothering them. So it's not just about removing the food. We also need to do the work of going in and healing the gut so that deeper healing takes place rather than just removing the culprits. So I hope that gives you a quick and easy idea of what's going on in your child's body and why they're reacting to those foods. Uh, One other thing that I would add on to that is to remember that true food allergies, when you get this big piece coming through, would be that your immune system reacts with an IgE antibody, and that is what is considered a true allergy. So if you go to an allergist and have a test, that is the antibody that they're looking for. However, we can have sensitivities as well when it comes through not in its proper form, and it can be from other arms of the immune system. So it would be an IgG reaction or perhaps an IgA or IgM reaction. In any case, the immune system is still reacting to something that it recognizes as foreign, and it shouldn't. So if you're told that there is no true food allergy, then you might want to consider going to a naturopath or some other holistic professional that can get a sensitivity test done for you. Okay, so that's it. We're at 5 minutes. I'm done. If you have questions, post them below. If you like this video, make sure that you hit that like button and share it with anybody you think could benefit. Take care.